Welcome to the Valorant Champions Tour Game Changers Southeast Asian Series FSL Elite, brought to you by our sponsor Intel, supported by official gaming chair partner Secret Lab, this is the one, official media partner Yahoo, as well as Nanoleaf. VCT Game Changers see FSL as a league that's all about growing the competitive women's gaming scene and seeing how women in esports change the game. We've had a year-long circuit to get to this point. The teams have been playing since January, and everything all boils down to today's games. I'm your host, Jenny Julie. Here on the desk to talk you through today's games are Jaeger as well as Donut. How are we feeling today, Donut? Let's start with you.
I'm very excited after the win that Renatus was able to do against NGX. I know they are really up here for the fight against Mad Army. So, well, after a very emotional interview that we had with Aphrodite, I know that they've really prepared. They've practiced every day during their scrims. They practice whenever they're available. So, I feel like this matchup is going to prove something more for Renatus White.
Jaeger, how are we feeling about today's games?
I think that either way, whether it be Mad Army versus Alter Ego or Renatus White versus Alter Ego, we're going to have an amazing grand finals, and I cannot wait to see it.
All right, guys, before we get more into today's series, we're going to take a look at the journey that the teams have had to make it to this point. We're going to take a look at the prize pool as well as brackets over on your screens, and your eyes do not deceive you. It's 10,000 US dollars for the first place team at the end of today. Second place walks away with a pretty nice chunk of change as well, a $5,000 USD prize, and third place will get an additional 3,000 US dollars. We've got more prizes as well, such as the Nanoleaf panels, controllers, and for the first and second place winning teams. So huge prize pool, but of course, you know, these teams, they're not just playing for money, they're playing for pride as well. They've met each other so many times throughout this year. They definitely want to be aiming for the top.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to gain here for the players. Sorry, but yeah, like I think that either way, a lot of these girls, they go home winners. We've already said goodbye to a lot of really good teams. VLT Hysteria, we've said goodbye to Enigma, we've said goodbye to Big Scythe and TC Arise and Adicat as well. Such amazing teams have made it this far, and I think they all do deserve a good shout out, because any one of them could have made it to this point, and it's just those little things, those little differences that have made these final positions for these teams. So very happy with every team we've had so far, and I'm just so excited for these finals.
Yeah, same. I mean, we started last week's FSL Elite with the top 8 teams. We're going to take a look at the brackets right now, and what a 2 weeks of FSL Elite that all the teams have had. As you can see over your screens, as you mentioned, Arca, Resta, a Big Scythe down in the lower bracket. We said goodbye to some of them last week. Nigma Galaxy last night as well. Very heartbreaking for these teams. I think especially just the caliber and the talent of the teams that we've gotten this year, especially in the last few months. I'd say the top 6, the top 4 teams in FSL Elite have all been very close.
Yeah, definitely. That was such a heartbreaking loss for NGX. Well, not just because they're a Philippine team. We've really seen their growth across all of the FSL Opens that we've had before. But what was surprising was NGX was really the constant number 2 across the Opens. So they've always went against Alter Ego Celeste for 3 of the total Opens that we've had. They've secured the spot because they are there as a top 2 in the leaderboard. But what was really surprising was Renatus White really clawed their way back to the top right now. And this game between the two, well, as mentioned by Jaeger, it's going to be something exciting. It's going to be everything that's action-packed that everybody is waiting for as well.
Yep, and before we get into today's day number 4 games, we've got a recap video of all of yesterday's action. We had 4 best of 3 series. Guys, if you're only tuning in today, at the end of today's games, you might want to give yesterday's VOD a look as well. But if you weren't watching yesterday, here's the recap video for you guys right now.
Lands a win on the duel. It's Aphrodite who does. Casper's good for 1. Great gravity well but in the 1v1, she lands and speaking on it. And let's see how it goes here. Flash comes in, that starts the play. Sheree is not good for the first kill. Envious will get 2 here, and they're gonna be crossfired. Fakes out. Now they're gonna try to dash on into C. Aphrodite with a Guardian. What a shot
this time around, and yet another trade for Casper down to a 2v2, but Fritzy is gonna get the last 2 minutes.
They have to go now, but they'll be threading the needle here towards A side, and with so little time, they just can't do it. It's Envious.
They actually has the map control. They're actually gonna kill onto Aphrodite, but Kohibi is gonna have a skewer of her own. Gets 3, gets 4, even might be the ace for Kohibi.
That operator investment, now they're trying to combat here towards mid. Will they expect Meow 16 up close? Yes, they will, and through the smoke, Kohibi, my god! She's just not
I've
stopped.
seen someone play the Guardian so well, but Fritzy is gonna take Kohibi down here, evening things out, and he's gonna take Envious.
Any of these two teams, they have just been so good. So
What?
Oh my
What?
god!
Yes, Shirazi is stuck in yellow. He's gonna be the only one left here. Trix is caught in her gun out. Oh, the Blade Storm being committed from Aya. Let's see if she can get. She gets 1. She gets 2. Takes 1 down. And actually, Ali is only 19 HP remaining, and Aya is gonna get that headshot. Yeah, looks starting to look very good for them. I think the DPS was half, but Chloe takes Shirazi down, and if she's able to take Ali down as well, I think this is gonna be very scary. Great read by Chloe. It just takes 1 bullet from this Vandal. She's gonna get sprayed to the wall though, and Trix gets off the defuse. 20 HP remaining. Fix the defuse. Does not get a shot though. She's gonna have to stick this probably. No. Does not stick it. Misses the shots as well. Ali is playing with her food right now. Trix is going to finally hit the
game for the side of NJX is there. That's gonna be a laser here, but Capricorn just make it a double. It's gonna be down as we see 18 HP remaining.
What?
NJX with the wall bang!
Beat this because Muffin has an operator as well by Heaven. It's going to be a spray down here by Polly.
Buys a bit extra time, but maybe TZ wants to take that down. She pushes up front along with a teammate, but Iceberg, what is this? So still have to work with the Spectres and the shotguns that they've got. Close range will work out beautifully. It's gonna be the teamwork push, double peeking from through. Right now they're trying to go past Showers regardless. It's gonna be Trade City right here though, because Inari has set up her turret in this one spot. She's going full turret mode. Now she's looking for the last one. Actually for Mad Army, 4 players getting taken out. It's all up to Ginny. Calls it out to her teammates. The paranoia comes through. Ginny's gonna go in. Oh my god, what a double spray. Goes in for even more now. Has to play this so carefully. The recon ball is calling everything out. They know that she's trying to go in aggressive, but she's going to get the Quadra anyway. Tries to spray it down. And Neri might actually be able to push into this to deny it. Oh, okay, misses, dashes back. She wants to go into deny again though. Oh no, but they didn't get it halfway. It's gonna be Muffin trying to do even more plays. The last player, Trix, up over by short. They expect her to be there. She puts a stop to the first one, wanting to deny the plant, picks up the double. 1 more player remaining. Envious, 1 more bullet. It's gonna do the trick. Mochi trying to hide around. Goes in for the spray, takes Trix down, and then Alika.
Yes, super great. Aya goes for that dash in towards the yellow. Here spots out as Chloe and the gang go for that double peek. This is the one that we've been looking for from early. Could this be the breaking point? And this was
as well. Ivory trying to take the fight to them though, but it's not gonna happen regardless. Kohibi dismisses away.
here. They still don't know that Trix is down and goes
what?
low, but that's a collateral.
Now, and this is not impossible, but the spike defuse is already on their way. She's got it halfway. Mochi!
For the Celestial Wall to be down. Backside though. Aphrodite for the 3K though. He falls down. That's gonna be one, but the he's gonna oh!
If she times this right, she could actually take out so many players. Going in for this first one now. Sprays down the second, and then the third! The spike being dropped as well. Aya has done her job. She's even going in for the
so that's gonna be another showstopper. They're gonna hit someone.
What?
Oh, actually, that's an Aya has been evading these showstoppers. And that's a 3K for her own, but does she have time? Does she have time?
She should. No way.
Wait, she has, okay.
Thank
She
God.
has
0.08.
Sprayed inside smoke. She's still staying up above Raph.
Whatever it is, though.
4?
And NGX need to find the duels. They're looking for Kohibi, pushing up around the collar. Oh my!
Absolutely crazy highlight reel. I mean, Kohibi and Neri, Trix in particular, just absolutely wrecking face. And I love how we occasionally get new viewers in chat who show up and they ask, hey, is this a female league? Like, are these all female players? And we're like, Yes, these girls are absolute queens on the map. And talking about queens, our first series for today, the best of 3 between Renatus, White, and Mad Army. Looking at that highlight reel, watching them play yesterday, how do we feel coming into day 4?
I mean, I feel like they both have good reasons to be confident. Maybe Mad Army a little bit less because, of course, Renatus are coming off a win 2-1 and they were able to claw themselves back. From what I understand, they won't be able to play with Kohayabi in the first map due to unforeseen circumstances. Mad Army, they're coming off of a loss against Alter Ego Celeste. So there are reasons why both of them might be motivated or demotivated going into this fight. They might be feeling confident because, they managed to beat Enigma Galaxy 2-0, Mad Army, and while Renatus White, it took them 3 maps to take them out, so maybe they're thinking, maybe we've got the advantage in terms of the skill. I mean, both of them don't have really those coach roles or the those IGL roles like too strongly. It's mostly the individual strengths that come through. So I think it will be a battle of who is the more skilled team, and I think that Mad Army might have a couple more on their side, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, speaking of confidence, it was really the team of Renatus White really popping off. It wasn't just really a Kohayabi show. Yes, she was able to get those aces, those intel aces, but it was also Aphrodite and Mochi showing up for the team, and even Envious as the entry queen together with Kohayabi.
Yep, and here is the roster for Renatus White on your screen. Aphrodite, Envious, Mochi X, Kohayabi, Legit Queen, as well as Rue. Kohayabi, as Jace mentioned earlier, unfortunately won't be able to join us for that map number 1. She has a bit of a personal emergency to deal with, but will be back hopefully in time for that map number 2. But Renatus White, they've got 6 girls on their roster. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. It's a best of 3 series. And looking at the Mad Army roster right now, they're on your screens. It's going to be Muffin, Anko, Ginny, Polly, as well as Baby TZ. And yeah, we saw a couple of the emotional interviews at the end of yesterday as well. I love the points that the two of you were bringing up just now about how, these teams at this point in time in FSL Elite, after playing for an entire year, every single team by now has pretty much had the experience of getting beaten by Celeste. So, I mean, for today, like both of these teams, I don't really want to say that it's going to be the battle of the teams that have both gotten 2-0'd by Celeste, but Renatus White, last week over in week 1 of FSL Elite, there was that very close series that they had. Even though it was 2-0, there was that map number 1 on Haven that they almost managed to win. Map 2 also was pretty close as well, whereas Mad Army, it was just their last night where they just had that last experience versus AE Celeste. So definitely mental game might come into play for today's series as well. Also the fact that you have to drop down to the lower bracket since we are in that double elimination. They had to play versus Enigma Galaxy, and that close to 1 might take a bit of a toll on these girls. But what do we think? What do you think about that?
I mean, the difference between Renatus White and Alter Ego was literally 2 rounds on both the maps they played against them. It was Haven and Split 13-11, 13-11 in favor of Alter Ego Celeste. Between Alter Ego Celeste and Mad Army, it was a 13-10, 13-8. It looked like a little bit of a bigger gap. We never got to see Enigma Galaxy go up against Alter Ego, so compared to that fight between Enigma and Renatus White, as to where Renatus stand based on that, we've seen them lose them already, but we've both seen them lose to, as you said, Alter Ego Celeste. Everyone has. And honestly, I feel like this might be one of the more equal fights we had, but I don't think it gets to overtime. And the reason I think that is because with the individual skill that comes into this, I reckon the team that manages to gain momentum is the team that's going to win it out straight away.
Yeah, talking about the individual skill as well, let's take a look at today's featured player matchup. Donut, you want to talk us through this?
Well, yes. Yesterday, it was really... we expected a Kohayabi show, but Envious really did shine all throughout all of the games. So, her being that entry for the team, especially in Icebox, the tag team that they had, the dynamic duo between Kohibi and Envious really made her shine even more. But Muffin is a force to be reckoned with for the team of Mad Army. Ever since she's been given that role as a duelist, she's always been, but she's always assisted by the rest of her teammates. But looking at the ACS though, I mean, this is just really a far comparison, but we have to see her play together with the rest of her team, especially with Anko. They are going to be the ones that will be seeing in the spotlight for sure.
It's a good comparison. Envious had a lot to say yesterday. I mean, she was already researching right after they finished their games. I could see her in people that were analyzing her game yesterday against Nigma. She was taking notes. She was making sure to apply things to her team, and she was talking about how they were actually quite scared against going up against Nigma yesterday. They were actually quite scared to push them and to take those plays. They didn't want to take too much map control. Today, maybe you might see them get a little bit more bold with their pushes. They might be a little bit more brave to push around the site and try and get those flanks going on, because there's a lot of teams that don't seem to be watching their back because they respect each other a little bit too much. You need to start disrespecting each other. Okay, it's time. You're in the end game now. It is time.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw a lot of that in some of the earlier stages of the FSL circuit, which was especially Mad Army, A Celeste. Even when they were on the defensive side, they would still push out and just go for that all-out aggressive play. So hopefully we'll see more of that today. But the player matchup aside, who are the other players that we think that we need to watch out for this series? I know we've mentioned a couple of times how it's a bit unfortunate Kohibi won't be here, but who else are we looking to step up for the rest of the teams?
Mochi X has been really a stellar support player for the team of Renatus White. Whenever she's needed, she's going to be there to get the multi-kills. She's going to be there for the support. I mean, in terms of the use of the utility, whether she is going to be that Astra or that Sage and Icebox, we could really feel her presence and her presence against NGX yesterday. She really performed well last night.
I agree. Yeah, Mochi X, as well as, Legit Queen has her moments. Like, she's not consistently the hugest fragger, but when she can get into a position where she can make a difference, she has those big impact kills. And in clutch situations as well, I think you can rely on Legit Queen to be consistent enough to finish those out, because she just seems to have the right mindset to finish off rounds and to isolate fights as well. So having Legit Queen on your side, as well as Mochi X. Mochi X, of course, has been partners with Kohibi for ever, so she knows how to play with high-level players, knows how to support them, and I think that goes a long way helping out her teammates Envious, Legit Queen, K4Diety. Yeah, there's a lot of help that comes from Mochi X there.
Yep, and talking about the players, guys, we've got a sweet little player video from the team themselves. This time it's going to be Mad Army. Let's hear what they've got to say.
Hi, I'm Polly. I'm player from Mad Army. I'm still playing as a controller. We are Thailand team and still looking for organization. I have played a lot of FPS game before, but Valorant is my first game I have competed. I think I get all feelings: fun, exciting, disappointed, sad, but it's okay. I just move on and we just focus to get in FSL Elite. Try our best for win every tournament and get the most points. At first, we were on a different team. I just joined to play for this team. Before I was on Kid My Org team. After Kid My Org disbanded, I talked to Muffin that I want to play with her. And then she bring me to join Oasis Gaming. I play for Oasis Gaming only one tournament, and then Oasis Gaming disbanded also. But it's okay. So we just make new team. We make Mad Army back. We are looking for 5 TH player. We need the best player in Thai. Of course, she is Jenny Naja. We talked with Muffin, and then Muffin asked her to join with us. Then she accepted. We so glad, and for me, this is my dream team. Right now, nothing difficult because we have the best player in our team and everyone had a good attitude. Example, in a bad situation in the map, we just trust each other, trust teammates. we believe that we can win and we can do it every time. As I remember 2 months ago, we scream only one time. We just play rank together. In rank, we just can play duo, but it's okay. If we have 5 people, we just kill together at the same time. Sometimes we are in the same team, sometimes we are opposite team, but we never doubt, we just fight and play for fun. I think our team, Mad Army, because Muffin said we are going to win Alter Ego Select, and I trust her everything. For me, I think Jinny Naja, because she is the cutest and most beautiful in tournament. I hope to see offline tournament in the future for female. Thank you everyone who is sharing us. We will do our best and we will definitely be champion.
And it's always nice to hear from the girls just, how supportive they are of each other always, and just all of the team videos that we see. Just what do y'all think? Get the warm, fuzzy feelings?
I'm pretty excited for Mad Army actually, because they've been here, they've been clawing back their way to the brackets, and they did lose to Alter Ego Celeste. But with the addition of Ginny in the picture, I mean, we saw that highlights video of her getting that 1v5 almost clutch, but unfortunately it was just really out of time in terms of reading that situation. So her being added to the roster is really a piece of art, basically, on how she brings in that experience, brings in that confidence for the rest of her teammates. They might have lost to Alter Ego Celeste, but I feel like they did a VOD review, so everything else will also become a piece of a work of art for the 5 of them.
I mean, you gotta love to see the confidence coming in as well. I mean, going into that Mad Army, they said we're going to be the champions, and I mean, they absolutely have the potential to do so. It really is just adjusting and reflecting on the games they've had already.
Up for sure. And with that, guys, I think we do have the map draft up and available for y'all. It's going to be Icebox, Haven, as well as Ascent if this series does go to that map number 3. Of course, we're all hoping for that map number 3. Haven, of course, we know it to be Renatus White's map. We also know that Koibi isn't going to be here for that map number 1. Do we think that RTS are kind of counting on the series going 1-1 and then into Ascent? How do we feel about this?
I mean, that's such a difficult question. I mean, I reckon Kaibi is such a huge contribution to the team, and not having her for that first map, not only are you not playing with one of your star players, you're also demoralized by that idea as well. But hopefully these girls can just say, you know what, we can perform without Kahibi as well. Let's just do our best. Maybe work more as a team than relying on Kahibi to do her thing. And then they should have Kahibi by the second map, which means that, I mean, we've seen how good Renatus can play on Haven. But Mad Army, I mean, they've been pretty confident on Icebox. They've been successfully closing out games. Every time it goes into overtime with Mad Army on Icebox, they always manage to just edge it out in the end. But the reverse sweep for Renatus White, definitely possible here.
Yeah, Donut, how do we think the rest of the maps are going to change up the series, if any at all? It looks to be pretty standard picks.
Yeah. It's very ironic because in terms of the statistics, they've... the team of Mad Army, they've played this 4 times and they only won a bit. I mean, in terms of the win rate, it's just 33%. But in the recent performance that they've had during FSL Elite, they seem to be a little bit more confident with Ginny in the picture. And for the map of Haven, we really saw their performance here, although they did lose to Alter Ego Celeste against Renatus White. Yes, Kohibi might be that barrier against their win, but they still have map number 3, which is also a powerhouse for their map picks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen how good Alter Ego Celeste is just on Icebox, just pure skill. And as we've talked about as well, just Haven being Renatus White's map. If this series does go to that map number 3, which I think is what a lot of us, not just at the desk, but the viewers are all hoping we get to see that map 3, what do we think it will come down to? Because Ascent, I mean, there's a lot of potential for fighting around mid as well, where we all know just that individual skill and just like being able to get those entry headshots will be very, very crucial. What do we think if we do see that map 3?
Yeah, I mean, both these teams are very. I mean, I feel like Renatus White are going to try and be a little bit more aggressive after the feedback they got yesterday. But Mad Army, they're already a very aggressive team. They love to push out. They rely a lot on that individual skill, and they have strats for retakes more than they have strats for defending sites. And they love that map control. They've got, you know, Anko that does her thing. So does Polly. So does Baby TZ. They've got all these players they can rely on to make a lot of that space. And they had an 100% win rate on Ascent before going into Elite. So, you know, they should be feeling confident on Ascent. And I don't know, I reckon it is in favor of Mad Army right now. But Renatus White, they surprised us yesterday. And I reckon they can surprise us again today.
Yeah, especially with Kohybe getting those headshots through the smoke, right? It had Key go, what? Because it was all a surprise for us, and their performance, yet again against NGX, they were able to get that win. They're motivated in a way, in an emotional way that can maybe get them that win. For Icebox, although I feel like it's really leaning towards in favor of Mad Army, but Haven is going to be the real fight.
All right, before we get into Agent Select, I've gotta ask for predictions from this analyst desk, guys. Donut, what about you? Let's start with you.
I feel like Icebox historically, Mad Army against Alter Ego Celeste, they've been a little bit shaky, but in the recent maps that we've seen in FSL, specifically for Icebox, they've won and won. They get it to a close scoreline. But without Kohybe playing in this first map, I feel like it is going to go in favor of Mad Army. Maybe map number 2, Haven, will go in favor of Renatus White. And then the third one, unfortunately, I would have to go with Mad Army for this. So a 2-1 for Mad Army.
Jaeger?
I mean, I have to agree. Like, Mad Army have just done so well on Icebox, have just done so well on Ascent. And, I mean, the stats speak for themselves. The performance so far has spoken for itself. They got to the semi-finals before heading down to these lower brackets, and that was against the current grand finalist. And Renatus White, yeah, they don't have the Kohybe buff on the first map, and then going into Ascent, it's not Renatus' best map. So it feels like the odds are stacked against them right now. I'd love to see them surprise me, but just logically, it makes sense for me that Mad Army would win that 2-1 as well.
Yeah, well, I have a different opinion. It's not the same opinion. I'm gonna go 2-1 to Renatus White, just simply because throughout the entire year, I've been a huge Renatus White fan. I mean, my faith in them isn't for any other basis except, all right, you know what? They're an SGMY team. They're my hometown team. I don't want to say that I'm a biased host here on the desk, but there is absolutely no way that I would ever bet against my girl Kohybe's team. So I'm gonna say it will be a 2-1 over to Renatus White. But definitely, I think from what we've been hearing from the desk is that we're expecting a pretty close series this time around. I think we are almost about ready to get into Agent Select. But before that, just what are we expecting in terms of compositions? Are we expecting any sorts of standard picks, especially I think for the side of Renatus White, because we mentioned earlier that the squad is used to playing with 6 girls on their roster, so even though they don't have Kohybe today, they've still got 5 they can field. The problem is Kohybe is usually not the girl that they sub out. Usually we see like Rue coming in to play that Killjoy, that sort of thing, and that's how they switch it up without Kohybe. Like Mochi X, what is she going to do? Who's she going to be that sentinel for? Do we think that there's going to be much of a switch up at all in terms of agent composition?
I feel like it should be the same composition, especially on Icebox. Like we have like a default setup that every team has seemed to run so far. You got that Sova, you got that Viper, you got the Jet, the Sage, and that last position, either you get that Reyna or you get that Raze. Normally those are the two that get switched out, because with Raze you've got damage that can get sent out, you've got information from a boom bot, and you've got that ult that can make space, or you've got the Reyna that just has that sustain and can just keep herself alive. So I think that should be the same. Going on to Haven, no Phoenix picks, I hope. Didn't really work out for teams we saw play before, and it really will be just, I think, anyone that can try and keep their team, or rather, that can go for lurks without getting in too much damage would be really good for the team.
All right, we're ready to take a look at the agent select to see if our predictions came true, and looks pretty standard so far. Was that bit of a Sky hover? Sky's very good on Icebox, but we haven't seen all that many teams prioritize it instead of that Viper. Yep, so it's gonna be almost that mirror matchup, except for the Reyna on this side of Anko.
Yeah, they have to play to their strengths here. It's always going to be Rue and Legit Queen subbing themselves out. Depends on which map that they would like to play. So having having Legit Queen as that anchor, as that Viper, can give them an advantage, and as well as Legit Queen playing as that Killjoy. I think this is going to be very strong in terms of the defensive setup. Not so sure about the attacks, however, against Mad Army.
Jace, what about you? Any thoughts now that we've seen the agent select lock?
I mean, I called it perfectly, didn't I? The only thing I didn't guess was the Killjoy. That Killjoy, I'm never a big fan of Killjoy in Icebox. Big maps with the Killjoy, it means that you can't leave a site because your utility becomes useless, right? And the turret doesn't work as well. So yeah, I prefer the Mad Army lineup right now, and now I'm leaning towards them a little bit more.
All right, guys, this is where Jace, Donut, and I say goodbye to all of you for now, but we're going to be leaving you in the warm, capable hands of Illustrato as well as Key to cast this next series. Gentlemen, over to you.
I've never gotten the warm hands compliment before. It usually gets pretty clammy up. Are we wearing the same thing today?
I'm pretty sure I told you what I was wearing.
No, you did.
I did.
Dear.
I did.
Okay, we planned this, but let's go away from our outfits and go straight into the game here. Game number 1. It's the lower bracket finals, guys. Here we go, FSL Elite, and it's none other than Mad Army heading up against Renatus White. Two teams who have made deep runs in this tournament now find themselves at the very cusp of claiming that grand final spot. Waiting them on the other side, none other than the favorites of the entire tournament, Alter Ego Celeste. Who is going to be the one to do it? Let's find out as we make our way here towards that B side. The majority of the forces, actually all of the forces here, Mad Army, they're rallying towards this B side and hoping to get a little bit more information as the push as well from Renatus White comes in mid. The rotation will be cut off fairly quickly if they do decide to rotate out, but instead they're going to be going for that quick plant now. From up and above, Legit Queen actually does get the pickup onto Polly, and that's going to be the spike down. Awkward position all around here. Kefradite looking for something. Nothing's given to her, nothing's available, as they're going to be going ahead and falling back, playing that post-plant position. Envious with the flank, not going to come to fruition as Baby TZ dispatches of her, leading us to a 4v4.
And this wall is going to be the biggest counter to this plant, because it's not so easy to break the wall without big guns. They only have pistols right now, but they're actually trying to stop the plant. It's down to half, but actually Jin Nadra is going to stop that plant, and Mad Army are going to sneak out this win. Renatus White thought that that wall was going to stand, but it wasn't enough.
It almost held for a minute there, but what it didn't expect is just the push to come in, double swing from around it, so immediate with this such a sense of urgency, Mad Army right behind that push there. And that really gave them the upper hand, breaking down that wall, going for the swing, and then easily dispatching the last remaining member, Kefradite, who was still trying to stick that. They had a couple of seconds actually, and honestly a couple seconds longer, it would have been a completely different story, but
I think potentially if they stuck it maybe for 2 extra seconds, Kefradite might have gotten it.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I think no one was watching the wide swing as well. I think that's something that Renatus White should have done. Probably discourage the first few peekers to come in while someone stays in the plan and someone watches behind. But it looks like it's going to be a quick execute by Mad Army into the A side. Envious gets one. It's actually a 2-for-2 trade right now. Looking pretty good for Renatus White. It's a 3-for-3, 2v2 right now. The bet for Renatus White is actually effective because they actually stacked 5 on A. Only one member remaining on the A side though. And Mad Army, they don't want to take any chances. They're going to the B side instead.
Yeah, but look at how much damage they've done to the economy. It's like already a 2v1. Legit Queen already has upgraded her pistol and now has picked up a Spectre, so the chances of them winning this round actually skyrockets. In what they had no business winning, with only pistols, they somehow managed to come out with a pretty sizable chance here. Even Jinny on pretty low HP, only at 46, can be dealt with fairly briskly if they happen to cross path, but Polly watching for the flank, gonna get the round, and what could have been just wasn't. As Mad Army now take another round, it wasn't the cleanest of rounds, and that's gonna make the next round no longer a bonus. They cannot afford a bonus anymore. They're just gonna have to go straight up for a buy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit painful for that because they have to rebuy some Spectres. I mean, they're not gonna buy full guns here, I think, except for Muffin. I think that she's actually going for a Vandal.
Okay, so I think it didn't hurt them as much as I thought it did, probably because of the double spike plant. But still, they should be able to buy this. This bonus round isn't the most bonusy of
it could have been. It could have been better if they didn't lose the guns in the previous round. They don't need to rebuy. But Envious with a quick headshot onto Baby TD. She gets tagged down by a Marshall though, looking for heals right now.
To get him healed up. Out through the ball. Oh, Envious! She just got healed.
Yeah, she's like, wait, how did I get tagged there?
It's like, bro, I just got healed. 31 HP already. As she's now looking to hold up here onto Raptors, and is gonna be taken down with one body shot. That's the beauty of the Marshall. All you need is a tag. Makes it so much easier, and the Bulldog tap to follow it up onto Rue. The A side completely contested now, and it's very possible that they can take it. Only one person truly holding on to it, and that's Mochi X. Has not been spotted by the recon, so playing a little bit safe here. Needs to find one if they want a chance at this. Will not get tagged by the shock dart though. Mochi X does find one. Legit Queen as well will support. And around the corner, she does actually make the connection with a headshot. Muffin in a 1v1. They know where each other is, but oh my god, the pixel headshot angle from Muffin with a triple kill stylishly cleans up that round. Gets Mad Army another. That's the bonus round they just picked up.
Yeah, that actually makes it a real bonus round, right? That Vandal buy on the round 2, it's actually effective because Muffin didn't need to switch guns. That actually throws your timing off by a lot. So her buying that Vandal at since the very beginning actually just really allows her to go for this clutch. Mochi X getting the kills here. It started to look really good for Renatus White, but look, Muffin with his pixel angle headshot. Oh, absolutely sick. Just over that corner there, gets around for Mad Army, and it's starting to look dicey for Renatus White. They just can't get around yet.
Well, what's so great about that pickup right there from Muffin was that she knows her position was vulnerable, and like still she held her own. She held her grounds, like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. I know that you know where I am, but I'm still gonna hold it. I'm gonna play this pixel angle, and I'm gonna take a chance. The gamble, it pays off. Normally you'd want to reposition in a situation like that, especially in a 1v1. Doesn't matter though. And this should be pretty much the eco round done and dusted. Should be a 4-0 right on top of it. Legit Queen, okay. Makes it interesting for a second here, but still one rifle away from their hands. That's all she can take for now. It's all up to Rue, who has a sheriff, and it's a good, I'd say a fairly decent cleanup round here for Meta.
Yeah, it's starting to actually becoming more expensive as Rue gets another headshot with that sheriff.
No way.
Oh no, I thought she was gonna get a third one. She's really feeling herself there. She tucked herself back in, gets a double kill, made it pretty expensive for Mad Army. I thought it was gonna be a clean round for them after eliminating so many members of Renatus White so easily. But Rue, ever so sharp with a sheriff, proving that, you know, maybe she can fill Kohaibi's very big shoes.
Look at these shots. Absolutely precise. Pristine aim right there from the Sentinel. And honestly, that just makes it so expensive. They're going to force a lot of rebuys. But at this point, honestly, Mad Army, they have a lot of money, so it's not really too much to worry about here. They can still buy in the next round, even if they do lose this one. But they will want to keep their economy fairly stable. However, with Envious challenging aggressive angles like that, it's going to be proving to be a little bit more difficult. Now, bring us to a 4v5. They're going to find out where she is, and that's going to signal them to fall back. Now the Viper's Pit has been deployed towards A, so it's a little bit of a stalemate outside the site as well.
Yeah, they have a big problem right now. Going to A, you have to go against the Viper's Pit. Going to B, you have to go against the Operator. Mid is the only thing really open right now, but there's mid control for Mochi X. She actually has control all the way down below the pipes. So I think that they're going to be okay. And for Mad Army, they're going to have to choose the lesser evil, so to speak, of these two sites.
Oh no, the angle on A, look at it. Barely checks the corner, but Envious finds the kill anyway. With 11 HP, she survives. And the impasse at A still stands. They both are locked in, but Anko is there to break it. The deadlock. Still, they still have to identify where Legit Queen is lurking. Responds with a Viper's Pit of her own, and that's going to force Polly to reposition herself. And so they're trying to sniff each other out. Where is everybody else? Anko almost lands the headshot. Doesn't. It's Aphrodite. But in the Battle of the Vipers, it's Polly who emerges victorious here. They are carnivorous and cannibalistic animals. Aphrodite will find a kill here, and Baby TZ able to respond with one. And now it's a 1v none as Envious gets that triple kill, picking up that last one and securing the first round for Renatus White. It was expensive, but they get it anyway.
Yeah, this is what they needed. They needed to stop. They don't lose the Operator either. And I think that for Renatus White, Envious is definitely the one that needs to step up. The duelist, the only duelist right now on the team. Rue as a substitute between Legit Queen and Rue, they mostly play controllers and sentinels, and they swap between those roles typically. So neither of them actually went for that second duelist role that we might see Renatus White run. And I think that Envious is going to really have to be the one to step up here. Her Operator is going to be key to these defenses. And now look at Meta Army. They're spooked. They don't want to go B anymore.
And it's going to be key. That should be your tagline.
The key to victory.
That's your... But you're the key to my heart, man. Sorry.
All right. Okay, they're going to the A side right now. Muffin actually has Blade Storm. So she's going to go with the patented Blade Storm TM buy, which is a pistol, heavy armor, and the Blade Storm. Let's see if they can actually break through the defenses here. Toxic Screen goes up. Trying to look for picks here. There's a Toxic Screen that crosses the screens as well on A. I'm going to cut out the rest of the defenders. They're slowly trying to get into the side, but they're actually in Jenny already. Muffin is already winning Generator. There's the Hunter's Fury getting used as well. Discouraging a push. Aphrodite is going to get Anko, but the rest is there. That's going to revive her. And Muffin actually gets the first kill with the Blade Storm. Immediately takes down Legit Queen, and the site they feel is now open. The counter Hunter's Fury is being used as well to take down the defender lockdown. And that's going to be it for that lockdown. And now Ginny Nadra is going to look for more kills. Aphrodite trying to feel things out right now. Trying to look for kills here. There's a hole in the wall right now that Rue is in. She's going to find Muffin. Going to tag her down a little bit. Gets the headshot. Baby TZ takes Aphrodite down, but Baby TZ takes another one down. It's starting to look very good for Meta Army right now. Envious with very, very low HP with that Operator. Might not be able to do much here unless she is able to find them one by one. And she misses the first shot. Mochi X is there to take Baby TZ down, but Polly is going to finish her off. And Mad Army are going to reset Renatus White yet again.
Yeah, that reset's going to absolutely stifle their economy. Going to put them in a recession, actually. Just only won one round thus far, and they've already gotten reset, so it's definitely going to be a problem. As they look to rebuy here, I don't think they'll have enough. But the round loss bonus might mean that they can afford a couple of... No,
they lost 3 members the previous round in the round that they won, which means that whatever winning bonus that they got, it's just nullified. And now they really don't have anything left in the tank except for the Blade Storm. Let's see if Envious can actually get something off here. So there's a teammate as bait, gets 1 kill, dashes away the smoke, though it's a bit too late as Muffin actually sees her before that smoke pops.
Yeah, that's all she gets. I mean, proving to be worthwhile as they get 1 kill off the back of that play. Now, they will be working their way around this B site, looking for a little bit of an entrance. Nano Swarm is good enough to force one back, and it actually finishes off Rue alongside the other tags that she was receiving. And they're going to be working their way here towards that B site, trying to open things up. The retake, trying to go for it. But they're holding fast. They're holding true. No one's giving an inch right now. And Muffin, with those shots, is able to make a connection. Ginny, however, is good for the refrag. It's still in 2v2 right now. Suddenly, this is all looking possible for Renatus White. Reset us. We will reset you right back in that... Oh, I thought she had the angle, but she doesn't. You have to push out the smoke. Ginny's got one. Has a recon for information. Spots him out, and that's got to be the time expiring. She's got to move. She's got to do something soon. But that's it. That's the round already. No time. The Sheriffs don't connect. That's going to be her falling alongside. It was an expensive round, but it could have been a win here for Renatus White.
Yeah, I think they actually had a big chance there. For some reason, they didn't want to push the wall. I think double peeking the wall might have been the only option there because they knew where the spike was, and that toxic screen is not going to stop bullets from coming in. In fact, I believe this was their wall because Ginny is actually a Sova. If they put this wall down, like pull the rug from under her and shoot her, I think they might have gotten that round. I think a little bit of miscoordination from the two players there.
Yeah, a little bit off timing, and obviously they play a little off center. But regardless, they find themselves in a decent position after getting a lot of economic damage dealt onto Mad Army. Now, they will be having everything they need. 5 rifles across the board here for Renatus White as they now look to restabilize and try to find a little bit of a footing in this half, because thus far it has been looking like rocky ground for them. You have been slipping and sliding all over the place, especially with picks like that from Polly, as she gets Envious all the way back. That's the anti-flank absolutely destroyed. Sorry, the flank itself destroyed, and now there's no chance of them. They can rotate wherever they want. They know that somebody pushed B. That just means that the B side itself much more vulnerable, so they're gonna go ahead and rotate there.
Yeah, great read for them. They know it's probably open because someone already pushed out from there, and they actually see that the Viper is still playing on A. So it is a good read, but they're actually taking it slow. So Mad Army, they're not taking any chances here. They're making sure that they check every angle, every corner, and they want to make sure that they really go for this. But look at Renatus White. Kfredidi actually pushes out, gets a little bit of information and some damage onto Polly, who gets topped up by Baby TZ. They're starting to crawl up the B side already.
They will get access to it. Nobody really there to contest all the way back in Snowman. There is one, but the wall will deny any chance of the spike plant being denied here. Now, 5v4, Dash Out has to come in just to try to get a little bit of information. But look at that long-range shot from Ginny all the way from up on top. Kipperdyte responds. And there's Legit Queen with another as well. Now draw to a 3v3. The Recon will tag up a couple, though that's a lot of information given to Renatus White. What to do with that information? That's going to be the big question here. Can they push off the back of it, though? No, it doesn't look like that. They're going to stall out in the middle of the freeway as the res does come in. Legit Queen and Kefrodite, they wait for the right time, but Anko's right there with another shot. And it's a 2v2. And look at this. Kefrodite cleans it up with Legit Queen with a classic of all guns.
Does she have enough time? I think it's really close.
Barely. Point 1.7. Okay.
That was really close, and that was really clutch of these two members. They just held the angles. If you saw their crosshairs, they didn't move at all. They faked the defuse and then started shooting, and then they got one by one, and that was triple kill for both of them even. Look at this angle, Kfredidi. They're like a SWAT team, these two members. Rue gets taken out. She's the one that was faking the defuse. And then look at these two. They're just getting kills left and right. Even classic kill from Kfredidi. Both triple kills because there was a res onto Anko as well. Great play by these.
There was honestly no need to repeat though, but because I don't know if Mad Army why you would push that. There was no tap on the spike. There was no need to go for information. You know that they're at a disadvantage in terms of the weaponry, in terms of the positioning. So they should have just held back, and instead they got punished.
I completely agree. They even had the numbers at that point after the res. They actually was a 4v3, but I think it was Baby TZ that peeked out after that res, but it looks like going to be a quick B execute here for Mad Army.
What a shot.
Muffin already takes Envious down on top of that toxic screen.
Definitely one of the players that we want to highlight. Muffin has just been an absolute phenom, and she doesn't look like she's quitting anytime soon. Legit Queen, however, will get that trade onto Anko as we now find ourselves once more numbers advantage for Mad Army. Can they reset Renatus White yet again? It looks like if they can, it's going to be a big blow to the momentum in the scoreline of Renatus White getting reset time and time again after Ginny lands a beautiful shot onto Ruth. They're just going to full rotate. The moment they hear that Viper spit come out, all right, we're getting out of dodge, we're getting out of here, we're rotating towards A, and that's just basically the round already. There's no way to recover this unless a miracle happens right now for Renatus White.
Yeah, and it's a 4v2 as well, so they recognize that they just have enough manpower, enough bodies to throw at this A site without stopping. So they just run there, and they know that no one's going to stop them. That Viper Spit is also something to consider in an economy, right? Ultimates are also part of your economy because they're extra skills, they're extra utility. But Kfredidi is going to take Ginny Naja down. It's starting to look a bit doable for Renatus White if they can get these pickoffs. Mad Army a bit messy on this post plan.
Yeah, and especially with Baby TZ on the Sheriff, if they can actually take her down here. Not exactly the best of HP onto Muffin either, only at 78. So a couple of good shots to the body might just do it with the Vandals, but Let's find out if they actually can. That's why Muffin's holding that headshot angle. Can she land the headshot? The timing is not going her way. It's Kephrodite, Legit Queen once more. And now it's a 2v1. Suddenly it's turned on its head, but with a Bulldog, Paulie has managed to find a kill here. But the time is just not going in their favor. Paulie swings through. Paulie able to get that kill with the clutch. Just spamming. And somehow manages to survive the explosion as well.
So that's going to be the Nano Leaf clutch for Paulie, and she's able to get out of the explosion too, so saves that gun. Did she switch from her Bulldog already? But it was just such great play from her, great patience from them. Even though her teammates got caught by a little bit of timing there, Muffin just looking away at a misopportune moment and getting picked off by Legit Queen. She was able to still pull it off, and Mad Army are starting to run away with this game. 7-2 right now, and Renatus White are on an eco yet again.
They cannot stabilize. Their heart, they barely have a heartbeat in this game. Somebody needs to just get like a, what do you call those paddles?
Defibrillator.
Defibrillators, thank you, that's the word. And sort of bring them back to life, because right now, every time they win something, it just fades away, and they can't build economy, they can't buy weaponry, they get a lot of damage done, sure. But they can't win the rounds at the very end of it, and that's what we need from them. Maybe lacking the presence of Kohaibi, definitely hurting the team of Renatus White. Look at that, just the lineup from Paulie. Absolutely massive triple kill, just to pad her stats a little bit on this eco round.
Yeah, not the thing that you actually expect when you're talking about Viper lineups, but that works. And Muffin is going to get a headshot. Envy is the only one left, does not get a headshot of her own. Anko is going to finish her down, and that's going to be the Secret Lab flawless round for Mad Army. 8-2 right now. I don't know what Renatus White can do.
Yeah, they need to start hitting things. I mean, it's a couple of underperforming players, I have to point out. Ruin, Mochi X, you look at these two, they're just not having the game of their lives. Not by any stretch of the imagination here. I really want to see more from Rue, especially on the Sentinel, on the defensive side. She needs to be able to do better on these holds. A lot of the time, she's holding onto that A side to get picked off completely. When the Sentinel, you want, your Sentinel to be the anchor, the one to survive, the one to pull things out of murky waters, pull you out of a quagmire, but it's not happening. Envious, who's actually stepping up for the team, just like right now, she finds another pick off with the Operator, so that's a little bit of a sigh of relief as we go into this 11th round.
And they need to find a little bit more than that, though, because we've seen this happen. We've seen them take one kill and not really convert that into the round win, so they need to hold strong. There's 3 defenders on the A side right now. Oh, they actually tag Anko down as well, so 20 HP, but it's gonna get healed by Baby TZ.
I am liking the ideas to go for these aggressive peaks, but they need to do a little bit more, I think. I'm sure they're happy to... Oh, what? That's the shot. That is the shot that they've been looking for. 3v5. Now, okay, it's a little bit weird, Mad Army just one by one walking into the crosshair of of Envious. Not the best game plan. Still, they have found a lot of success. 8-2, even if they lose the rest of these rounds here, it should be a fairly decent half for Mad Army, especially on the attacking side.
Yeah, they're in a very good spot right now, and it looks like it's going to be a B execute instead. It's full send onto B right now. They're just going to try to see if they can get the spike down, but there's already members of Renatus White rotating here. The Viper's Pit is going to be committed so that the plant is going to be safe. There's a Hunter's Fury getting used as well. Finds the planter. Not able to kill her yet though, so Baby TZ gets tagged down a little bit, is able to heal herself back to 100. Legit Queen with a flank actually just spots Ginny, takes Ginny Naja out, and it's Renatus White's game to lose, or round to lose right now. 2v5 situation. There's the shock darts coming out. Tags Paulie down a little bit. Now they're diving into the Viper's Pit. Paulie takes one, now takes 2 down. Baby TZ takes 1 of her own. It's now down to a 2v2. Legit Queen is going to take Baby TZ down, but Paulie says, this is my domain. I'm going to take you guys down. Paulie is going to complete the clutch as well, so that's going to be round number 9 for Mad Army.
That should have never gone to Paulie, but just that Viper's Pit, Key, absolutely massive. It removed the element of the numbers advantage from Mad Army, from Renatus White. Just when you think they had it, look, at this point, the round should have been over. It's a 5v2, but from within the Viper's Pit, they couldn't get the trades off. It was Paulie just working the angles, looking one by one, and finding 4 kills within it. This should never happen, and to say the least, Renatus White looking a little bit disjointed after a great start in the round.
Yeah, those kills kind of went to waste. Envious getting those off shots as well. That was really just such a complete loss for them. All the angles that were made by the Viper's Pit plus the wall made it very confusing for Renatus White to go in, but I think they should have gone in at a more coordinated time. I think they went in 1 by 1, and that just really allowed Paulie to pick them off in her Viper's pit.
Yeah, right. And I'm thinking, just move.
Yeah.
Just go work together. Do something. I don't know, man. It was definitely very sloppy for me that round. That should have been a cleanup 5v2, and that's gonna hurt their momentum. That's gonna hurt their morale even more going into this one. It's only game number 1. They cannot afford to be mentally broken on the first game, on the first half. But they're hoping to change things up right now with a 4-man stack here towards that A side. Mad Army right there as well, looking to break on through. The recon will not spot anybody, but Anko not gonna find anyone as well. It's Kefrodite who actually does it. Hunter's Fury deployed to help them clear it out. And Ginny not gonna get the kill that she needs. But still, it's Muffin who actually holds the line for her team. Rue is there for 1 as well. Ginny trades it out. And this is gonna be a 2v2 that they have found themselves in. And Spike will actually be recovered. So that's a little bit of time that they have to work with, but with 20 HP and an operator, Muffin has to switch out. Oh, goes up from above and finds the finishing blow onto Envious. 4 kills again, and it's coming down to the wire, but each and every single time, it's Mad Army who just comes out ahead.
Yeah, it feels so frustrating for Renatus White right now because it looks like it's doable, but then suddenly Muffin or someone else from Mad Army just pulls off that clutch. The quick thinking to switch to Spectre for that 1v1 is actually really smart, and her getting that quadra kill is just really the nail in the coffin for Renatus. But I feel like there's just no way of getting back right now, especially if they lose this pistol round 10-2.
Oh,
this is the worst scoreline you want to be at. Renatus White have to win
and
this
the headshot
pistol.
angle as well. Like, she swapped from like you know, the operator. She knew she had low HP, so she picked up a Spectre, went for a headshot angle, which was like the best decision in that time, and just won the round for it with a 4K. Amazing.
Yeah, let's see if they can actually get this pistol round though. It looks like it could be a full A execute, and Muffin is there with the Sheriff though. Muffin's been really sharp right now, and it's not just Muffin, but also Polly, who's been really difficult to deal with, and they don't want to go B because Polly is there.
A lot of damage. Anko has already gone down here. Through a couple of shots, and oh my gosh, what on earth was that? Just driving by? Hello, goodbye. So what she says now, Envious looking to get a couple of taps in as well onto Baby TZ. Not gonna land it, but with a classic, surely she's at a disadvantage here. We'll swap on over to the Ghost. Favors her odds with that one a little bit more, and so they're going to be working from the back from both sides here. Paulie working the flank, but they can't make any meaningful progress, especially with Baby TZ dropping down to 8 HP. For the rest of the members, they're happy to stall out and just wait for the push to come in, and that's exactly what they do. Envious getting a kill, and suddenly a lifeline for Renatus White.
And that's exactly what they need, the pistol round. Especially now that you're down 2-10, winning the pistol round ensures that you at least have a fighting chance. Because if Mad Army won that round, they'd be at 11. And it'll be really scary because you're almost forced by that round. We've seen some comebacks on Icebox though. Let's not forget. We've seen some ridiculous comebacks on Icebox. This is the map that can be the swingiest because the attacking side can really give you such great momentum. And Renatus White, let's see if they can carry this momentum out.
I agree. It's just one of the maps that if you can find your footing on it, if you can get yourself on stable ground, you might just be able to get that traction, get that impetus behind you, and find that inertia right behind your movements. But can they find it is the question. So they're going to be trying to go for this A push right now. Envious quickly taking out Muffin, finding a triple kill out of nowhere. And that's the breeziest of rounds that we've seen. And suddenly Renatus White, okay, it's not the best round, it's not a gun round, but still, a clean eagle round like that, gonna emblazon them for the upcoming ones.
Yeah, that's gonna be a back-to-back Circle flawless round for them. This is exactly what they need, right? Flawless rounds over and over again to build out this economy, to ensure that they actually get these rounds back. And they need to win rounds over and over again. Now this is where it starts to get dicey. This is the buy round for Mad Army. This is the bonus round for Renatus White. So most likely they'll be conceding this round unless they played well. But they've been playing well thus far. Even that triple peak on Generator, that was actually hilarious. All three of them were swinging out wide just to really make sure no one dies in the process. So now it's going to be 5 Spectres against 5 Vandals. Let's see if they can get this A side.
They are committing everybody towards it, and it's one way to take a site. Just, you know, hammer your head onto the wall and hope it breaks down. Let's see if they hold fast. As Mad Army, they've got Anko from up close here. Will actually find the shot onto Rue. Dismisses away, just gets around the bend. 16 HP, but her teammate's right there to bail her out. Legit Queen might have been spotted towards mid there. Now they know that she might be around the corner as Anko waiting patiently for the right time to swing. She doesn't get it. It's Muffin who prevails. Now to 2v4. Muffin with a triple It's a good response in this round. Mochi X will go down shortly thereafter. Ginny to finalize that round, seal the deal on this 11-4.
Yeah, they couldn't even make it that expensive for Mad Army. They only took 1 down, a little bit of armor damage. But Renatus White, this is going to be their next Byron. Look at Anko here. Getting a kill immediately dismisses away back to safety. Great play by them. And great team play from Mad Army as well. If we take a look at the kill as well to Legit Queen, Muffin and Anko were actually holding that angle. They knew that one of their members actually died mid. So they could actually just hold that, make sure that Legit Queen gets punished for pushing. And that double peek actually just punished Legit Queen. She couldn't get a single kill there.
An absolutely perfect hold from Mad Army, and that's once again going to swing the momentum pendulum again ever in their favor. Now, they will be working their way towards mid. Renatus, they do try to push back, but look at how close Mad Army have gotten. Muffins managed to find one. Aphrodite goes down. They might not expect one so close, and that's going to be Anko. Dismisses, but she stalled out and going to be cleaned up here. Took a little bit too long on the dismiss, but regardless, it was an effective push nonetheless. 3 versus 3 right now. Baby TZ only with a Guardian, so the retake might be a little difficult. Ginny spotted around the corner, can't get a headshot. Actually does, but Envious cleans her up from the other side here, and Envious has just been absolutely on a tear. Another triple kill for the duelist here on Renatus, giving a little bit more hope in this round, in this half, in this game for Renatus White.
Alright, Baby TZ with a shot with the Guardian through Envious. Mochi X is ready for the drop though and takes Baby TZ down. That's going to be a win for Renatus White. They survive with 2 members remaining, but they do reset Mad Army, so that's a good plus for them.
Look at Muffin, man. He's like 20 kills.
Yeah, this punish though was great by Envious, and they actually didn't check this corner. Probably did not expect anyone to peek out yet again. Unfortunately, Anko wasn't able to get the spray transfer onto Legit Queen. Doesn't even damage her that much there. And Envious takes really showing up here. Baby TZ though with a kill onto Envious, but finally gets taken down by Mochi X. But it's like you said, Envious has been stepping up, and that's exactly what they need for Renatus White. That's what they're looking for. This duelist, getting those opening frags, getting those kills, getting those multi-kills even for Envious.
11-5. As the eco round does have to come in for Mad Army, so it's a little bit of a moment of respite for the side of Mad Army. But will it be, though? Looks like they'll find Muffin, so it's already a couple of kills that they managed to find. They're looking to keep things clean for now. Baby TZ looking to absolutely destroy Legit Queen, and so does Polly. Find that kill onto Mochi. But regardless, it's Envious who does manage to bring things back into equilibrium. They get the spike down, and Ginny very much lethal on this gun, but I don't think she's going to be able to get too much here. Still, 11-6, and they're building an argument. They're building a little bit of a case for themselves to get back into this game. Not too far off, but it's still a little bit of a hill to climb.
Yeah, it doesn't look so bad anymore, right? They were down 8 rounds coming into the second half, but now it's 5 rounds. They're starting to cut down that lead, but they can't make mistakes anymore. They really just need to be able to string these rounds together. The whole first half, they did not win 2 rounds in a row. And in this second half, they're finally stringing rounds together. It's a 2-1-2 right now for Renatus White. And it seems like they're just going to need to survive to weather the storm here. The storm right now is Muffin on the operator.
That Aldrone should spot out the incoming shot from the operator. I mean, the operator trying to take an incoming shot. But Envious will go ahead and try to peek it out anyway. It's a counter Aldrone just to get information and keep her teammate a little bit safe. So that's information that they have. Now they know that there's a couple people towards pipes, towards that area, but it's going to be a fake. They're going to fall back. Happy to just take their time, force out some utility, bait a couple of shots here, make them stay humble on the defensive side, keep them from pushing, because we know Mad Army, they like to go for those aggressive pushes, and that's one way to really force them back into play their game. Just fake on one side, make them use a lot of their utility, and then go elsewhere.
Yeah, and they got a lot of utilities already. The Aldrone being used, and I think it was some was it a wall used?
The wall was gone, and all basically no slow orbs, but yeah.
Yeah, they're going to B now, I think, which is a great choice. So they've already pushed a lot of members on Mad Army to rotate into A. So they're trying to take control over the B side right now. But Mad Army members are already coming in for this defense. There's a snake bite as well that's going to discourage any plan, and Anko is going to take Envious down. Takes Aphrodite down as well. Rue is there for the trade eventually, but now Renatus White are down 3-4.
Yeah, it might be too little too late. Up until this res does come in. 12 seconds left. They need to decide. They need to decide now. Otherwise, they're going to be lamps to the slaughter here as Muffin gonna pick up that kill. Ginny will follow it up. Legit Queen only gets one, but there's no more time as the spike drops. So does Pauly, and that's match point here from Mad Army. 6 rounds away. It's looking like an impossibility here, Key.
Yeah, and I was gonna say at the start of the round, like that was the first time we saw Renatus White discouraged from pushing and taking it slow. And once they actually wind the time down, they can't make those mid-game decisions that they've been pretty good at. And because you're out of time, you can't even switch sides anymore. The fact that they were so scared of Muffin at the very beginning just bought so much time for Mad Army, and at the end, Renatus White just didn't have a choice but to go B. And at that point, they didn't have a choice. They didn't even have walls to put down, and that just really spelled the doom.
Exactly the point you made. It's Muffin who has been absolutely on point. Now, it's going to be Anko who does get the shot onto Envious. So that's another player down, another early advantage. It seems like every single round, Mad Army have been finding the early round advantages. And Renatus White, they just don't have a response. They're grouping up now towards that A side. But I really think they need to do a little bit more than this. And look at that. They're just walking out one by one as Anko gets a triple. And they cannot be stopped here on the side of Mad Army. Muffin and Anko, they clean house already. Okay, that spray went a little bit haywire, but regardless, it should be the game and the round. Mad Army 13-6, and very definitively and decisively done.
Yeah, that was such a clean win from them. It looked a bit shaky at the start of the second half, but of course they pulled it back together. The operator on Muffin was absolutely lethal, and Renatus White just didn't have answers for Icebox.
Absolutely not. Kohaibi's presence definitely sorely missed. A lot of the firepower that you look for the side in Renatus White, one of their strong suits, just really didn't shine through. Unfortunately, that will be the game, and that will be the first game of the series. We still have a couple more potentially as we go into the next one. Hopefully, Kohaibi will be back for this game number 2, but we'll only find that out after this. We have to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen, but when we do return, game number 2 of this lower bracket finals will resume.
Welcome back to the Valorant Champions Tour Game Changers Southeast Asian Series FSL Elite Analyst Desk, brought to you by Intel, Secret Lab, Nanoleaf, as well as official media partner Yahoo. I'm back with Donut and Jaeger to break down that last map on Icebox, and I mean, 13-6, some signs of life from Renatus White, but they looked completely lost without their star player Kohaibi. What do we think?
I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. It's absolutely what was right. I mean, I don't know. It seemed like without that extra firepower they had available to them, Envious, of course, as consistent as ever, right? K4Deity as well. MochiX and Rue, it looks like those two don't work together too often. And MochiX, without her star player to support, you know, it all crumbles from there. Baby TZ as well. RSJ had a very difficult game, surprisingly, because Baby TZ was one of the players that pops off, right? But well, their prayers may be answered now for RTS, because heading into the next map, it sounds like Hybe may be back.
Yeah, in terms of the holds, they had about like three agents that could be that anchor, but the hold should be complemented by kills, and that's what we didn't really see in the defense of Renatus White. So the bodies should also be present, not just the utilities, because a wall can just be shot down. We did see a little bit of life in them while they were on the attack. And Envious really had the responsibility for picking up for her teammates, getting those entries. And it was really very effective in terms of their attack, in terms of their their 5-head, in terms of rushing the A site, till they were countered by a 4-man stack from the team of Mad Army. So that all went downhill from there. They were getting those scores on the scoreboard, but it was just really a perfect read from Mad Army on how to counter them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Envious, we saw her just trying her best. We saw her get the 3K a couple of times throughout that game. But I mean, Mad Army, just multiple members on the team just really showing up. Holly, for example, that 2v5 in the Viper Pit where she picked up that 4K was just absolutely nuts, mind-blowing stuff to see. But just this Renatus White team, especially when we compare them to yesterday, they just seem to look like a different team and not really in a good way. I mean, the concern coming into yesterday's day number 3 of FSL Elite was that, you know, whether Renatus White were able to play just other strategies besides release the Kohybe, right? And yesterday we were giving them praise by the end of the day, saying that, you know, multiple members stepping up and stuff, and just showing that they weren't just that one woman show yesterday. This time around, going into map number 2, hopefully now the Kohybe is back, we'll see them play more like they did yesterday. Also going into Haven, which should be their comfort pick. I'm pretty excited. I have a bit more confidence for them for this one. What are we feeling?
I mean, I agree. Like, we didn't really get to see that much aggression from Renatus White either on Icebox, which I thought they'd be reflecting on from yesterday, because the only, you remember, the only map that the only round they won on that defending side was when they got a lot more map control on the defending side, and they were going for those flanks. Envious, that huge flank yesterday. And today, any attempt at a flank was either it was mistimed, so the damage has already been done by the time they hit the site, or it just never happened. And I need to see a lot more of that aggression. Now here on Haven, you got 3 sites, but that also means you've got 3 avenues of entry that you need to be watching out for on that attacker side in case there's alert coming in. And I need to see Renatus White be a lot more confident on going for those flanks, because that is where they can find that advantage back. They undoubtedly have an amazing attacker side, especially with Kohybe. So if you're going to play on that defender side, if you're struggling on that defender side, play it like an attacker. See what damage you can do from behind, where they're not watching your positions, where you can surprise them and you can take advantage of the fact that you've got the better peaks and you've got the better advantage when it comes into initiating the fights instead of waiting for them.
Yeah, but it's all about the timing as well, because here in the map of Haven, I know that Baby TZ will be that Cypher for the team. So as that Cypher, she's always used to just really controlling the map for the team, even as a sole player playing, her playing individually. So basically what they have to do is, maybe if they go for those flanks, Envious should really call out to one of her teammates to support her in the process, just so there will be those trades in terms of really getting and controlling the map for themselves.
Yeah, and talking a bit about what sort of player composition they're going to be fielding for this map number 2. I mean, we mentioned earlier about how without Kohybe on the team, it seems like there wasn't as much like Kohybe versus Mochi X synergy, as you pointed out, Donut, just now. This time around, though, I mean, even if Rue does play for this map number 2 on that Killjoy, I mean, they're on Haven, which is a pretty great map for KJ as well. So it would kind of help to just like mask that for the team. Now that we've seen map number 1, have our predictions changed in any sort of way? Are we feeling more of a 2-0? Or are we still going for that 2-1?
I think that 2-1 is still possible, especially now that Kohybe's back. Going into Haven, I think they may be able to bounce back hard. I'm just really worried about their ascent, to be honest. I think Mad Army really do have that in the bag.
Yeah, and especially now, well, they've already picked their agents, Kifredite, as that Sova and Legit Queen is the one playing instead of Rue as that Killjoy. So Legit Queen, she's proven herself as a clutch queen together with Kifredite, so this might be a better shot going against Mad Army's very aggressive plays.
It's a battle of the clutch queens, right? We've got Legit Queen, who clutches all the time. We've got Kfredite, who's clutched so many times. We actually call her Clutch Fredite over at FSL. Absolutely wild. But Renatus White, they've already locked in all 5 of their agents. Kohybe, I love the fact that she's once again going for that 100% confidence pickup with that raise. You know, she might have missed map 1, but she's back on map number 2, and she's like, you know what? I'm here. I'm gonna carry. We got this. Let's go. I love that coming out from her.
I was getting terrified. Ginny was hovering on that Yoru for so long. I was like, oh dear, there's no way. There's no way. 3 duelists on Haven? Absolutely not. But it will be the Sova pick instead, which I think Ginny is very confident on and very comfortable on. So I think these are quintessential picks. For any map, really. You can make that roster in particular work. And so just as long as you're switching out the Astra and the Viper where it's necessary. But good picks all around, I say, for both sides. Kohybe on that raise, as you said, I'd love to see the confidence. And, I mean, she's here to make a statement as soon as they jump back. You don't get to bully my friends when I'm gone, okay? So she's going to be straight into the serve and hopefully doing what she does best.
Alright guys, well, back again to bring you all the action to see if Renatus White can turn things around and bring this to a map number 3. It's once again Illustrator and Key. Gentlemen, over to you.
With Kohibi back in the picture, will it now be a comeback turnaround? That is really what we're going to be finding out here today. And you're joining me, Illustrato, alongside me, Key. We're going to be your casters to deliver you game number 2. So, Key, done a lot of thinking about how this works out. They put in Rue, and instead they're bringing in Legit Queen. I personally think this is the right decision. I feel like Legit Queen is a great addition to the team and really supports Renatus White well. What are your thoughts about it?
I completely agree. Legit Queen has proven herself the past few days, and I think that she's really the greatest addition to Renatus White. She's only played an Elite, and she's actually, as her name says, a legit queen. And she's really been doing so well for the team, really being that anchor for Renatus White that they need, really complementing Kohibi's aggressive style with her own very defensive lockdowns on specific sites. And this Cypher is going to be key to their defense later on. They are starting an attack after all.
They are indeed. And so this time I want to see how now they have Kohibi on it. How will this change their attacking side, especially on that raise? And it's going to be a different look from now on. They will be funneling their way here towards that C side. It's going to be a split here as they do have 2 players coming down from Garage. No one to receive, only one. And that's going to be Baby TZ already giving it up. They're playing for retake. They already have one going for a late, long lurk, and that's Muffin pushing out of A main. So we'll have to keep tabs on that and see if it does come into anything later on in the round. But they have gotten the spike down. The recon comes in, and that's going to be a little bit of information for them. Now, across this tripwire, there's one person waiting in the wings here. Muffin right behind it. Mochi X will have a little bit of a rude awakening the moment she pushes into it. Has to be aware. Envious getting a double. Kohibi finds that kill onto Muffin. And that's going to be all up to Ginny in a 1v3. Difficult place to be in with 27 HP. And only really a Ghost. Not really much of a chance here unless she can land absolutely massive headshots. But it's not to be. Kohibi does it for her. And it's going to be 1-0. Renatus White starting so much better already, Key.
Yeah, it's just the first round, but you can already see how much faster they're playing. I think that that's the tempo difference that Kohibi brings to the team, right? We saw Renatus White on the attacking side. Maybe in round number 1, it seems like they're just relying on Envious to be that forward player. But Kohibi really allows the team to flourish, especially with Envious becoming the second, sort of like a flanker. Not a complete flank, but she at least goes into a different entrance that Kohibi is going into. And they're able to get those kills. They're able to push up onto the side and really take control. That's something that's a lot faster. And look at Meta Army right now. They're scrambling for their defenses. They're trying to change things up because they know that Kohibi is going to be running in, holding that W key, and getting into that site.
Just such a presence on the team. Kohibi already is looking like a different story, but can she ignite the rest of her team? Will it be like wildfire blazing in the night as Anko will already get tagged up? A couple of shock darts should do the trick. She gets away from the corner, but not away from Kifferdiety. Could be the dash into support. Muffin gets one, sure enough, but that's all she gets. Still, a very good execute. Only Baby TZ yet again to survive. Spike will go down. They've only lost Keferdite on Renatus White's side. It's a very good anti-eco.
Yeah, this is exactly what Kohibi brings to the table. Such decisive movement, really moving forward, really having that entry fragger for your team, clearing the site up. This is going to be the key difference in this round. And Haven is their map as well. Renatus White have shown time and time again that Haven is their map pick, and they're so good on this map. And Kohibi really knows how to just get into the site. Envious being a bit curious here, trying to look for the last frag. Mochi X is going to be there to support as well, and they're going to get that for free. Triple peek there, just takes Baby TZ down.
Easily takes down that round, and already very much good signs. Again, one of the things that I look for in a team, you know, to have them really be like a clean, a very confident team, is how well they handle anti-eco rounds. And if they can keep those up, it's a great sign for teams going forward into the tournament, because not only does it show, you know, a lot of fundamental strength within the team, how well they can coordinate with each other, how well they can mitigate losses economically, how well they can prevent just getting taken down by lesser weaponry, and it's an overall good look for a team when they can keep those things up. That is what exactly Renatus White are showing now, something they were severely lacking in the previous game, but now it's looking like they're looking so much better as Muffin, however, getting the first kill onto Envious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is Envious' favorite spot, right? A-Long has exactly been where she's been forever. Yeah, every single time. You know, where to find Envious? I'm at A-Long every single time. On defense, A-Long. On attack, A-Long. That's where Envious is on Haven. That is her zone, but she gets taken out here because Mad Army have been doing their homework. They know that enemy is going to push her, and they punish that with a double peek.
Great peek to start off the round, and so that dissuades them from going towards A. Instead, they'll try to find some success towards B. So C, excuse me, but it's Polly to deny. Finally traded out, and that's Legit Queen who only gets one before Anko shuts down any hopes of them getting the spike down. Mad Army, they bite back with a great round of their own. They lose a couple of members, sure, but they'll be happy with the round win anyway.
So one thing interesting about Mad Army's lineup as well that I realized is that they actually have the Killjoy on their team instead of the Cypher, which is typical, but it's really just goes to show how much they've done their homework, because Kohybe is the one that's going to be going to the site. So using that Killjoy to discourage the B plan instead. Remember Renatus what yesterday, getting to the B site was part of their game plan. Getting into B for that fast plant and then just holding it was for the post plan outside of B is part of their game plan. And Kefradite gets one kill here. Actually, Muffin dashes away there. It's going to be a 3-person A site defense here. Let's see if they can actually break this.
An absolute ripper of a shot coming from Kefradite. Will they be able to get away for now and tuck herself away into this corner? They will have spotted out Muffin, who goes for a peek, but the timing is up there for Envious. Ginny lines a double! But that's all she gets. Mochi finally there for a trade. Still a 2v3. Mad Army are now on the ropes in this round. It's Kefradite upgrading now her weapon. It's pretty good post-plant formation. The Triangle of Doom here onto that A site. So difficult to break through this one unless you have the right utility. And so we'll see if they can actually do it. Polly does have a couple of stars to play with here. We'll try to start setting them up towards short. And that's going to be some utility now being deployed. The gravity will slow the pace down for the meantime, but this crossfire is so difficult to break. But they're doing it! Polly has done it! Polly's gotten two, and they have broken the crossfire of Doom on the A side. Renatus have taken a loss, and Mad Army emerged, tying up the game.
Yeah, that triangle should not have been broken. That was not Mad Army's round to win. But they actually get it with a Spectre, no less. That was pretty much supposed to be a free win for Renatus White, but they actually break that. Look at Ginny with a double kill there. The second shot was so fast I didn't even see it. Look at this. The kill onto Kefradite, making sure to do a double peek. Baby Teasy getting that damage down onto Legit Queen, and Polly finishing her off for that last kill. Just makes Mad Army even against Renatus White.
That is like the... You know, that is literally the perfect crossfire. And somehow Mad Army break through it without really any flashes, just hard challenging the corners. And I don't think they even used the gravity well in any of the positions. They just straight up won the duels.
Yeah, they just swung and won every single duel. There was 3 separate duels, but I'm not sure how they got that. The person hiding in the corner should have peeked as soon as Kefradite was taken down, but it was a little bit too late. Yeah, exactly. So it was just a little bit too late for the rotation. That crossfire should have been perfect, but the execution was not.
Well, now they will try to execute here towards B. It's a little bit of a Hail Mary. They might just want to get the spike down, and with Envious going down like that, that's already a lot of the attack here now mitigated. They have been watered down, so to speak, as 31 HP onto Kohybe, 66 HP onto Kefradite. They're HP not in a very, very good spot. They will try to collect themselves and compose themselves once more as they try to bait out a little bit more utility and get information. But Mad Army knows that they don't have to push. They know that they're in a pretty good economic position. They have an operators and rifles, so they'll just play back and wait for them to push into it.
Yeah, they're just waiting patiently at mid for Renatus White. They're trying to see if anyone pushes, but like you mentioned, Mad Army is disciplined. And here's the operator shot going to kill Kefradite. Anko is there for the refrag as well. Muffin re-peeks. It's all down to Legit Queen, who hits a headshot onto Anko, making it a little bit more expensive, but Muffin is going to get that triple kill with that operator. And Mad Army get a 3rd point on the board.
Mad Army looking very, very convincing now as they once again find another anti-eco round cleanly. If you look at the score, all across the board, 3s and 4s, everybody contributing, nobody really falling too far behind. I know it's early on in the game. The only person really standing out, Muffin with 6 kills already. So Muffin, again, just an absolute beast of a player. You think she's all cool, she's all chill, but when she gets that operator, definitely a different player on the server.
Yeah, everyone's a gangster until Muffin gets it off, and it's really just so scary right now. But it looks like Renatus White are going to choose the right side this time around. Muffin is not peeking on A, and Envious is back in her A long push. They're trying to go for this A site yet again. Renatus White do love this site the most, and let's see if they can get in before the reinforcements come back.
I love the play here to go towards that A site, but that fadeaway shot from Anko is just gonna prove to make it so much more difficult. They'll be planting down here towards God's spot instead of the typical default. The swing out from Muffin, updraft over the box. Not usually a play that gets a lot of kills or a lot of value, but this time it does. Now it's a 3v5 here. They actually do break down that lockdown with the Hunter's Fury, but time will start to tick away, will start to dwindle. They need to push in. They need to push in now. Muffin gets one. Ginny follows it up, and so does Anko. Cleanest retake you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's just so clean. A is the hardest side to retake, but they made it seem so easy. They only lost one member. There was a 5v3 retake. Typically, retaking A is such a pain in the ass, and you just lose every single member as you try to go in. You go for trades, you might even lose 3. But they only lost 1. I'm not sure what Mad Army has, but their retakes on A have been very clean.
I do think it has to do a little bit with the apprehension. I think they should have started swarming the site. This little move cost them a lot of time. That's double swing out, and I know they just wanted to be a little bit diligent with it, but if they had gone in a little bit more, it would have been a more difficult shot for Anko to have hit. But in the end, just end up losing the site and taking too many losses for them to stabilize and get themselves in a good post-plant situation. Now, they will be reset. It's going to be another eco round here for Renatus White, and they have been struggling to convert these eco rounds or even to get kills against Mad Army, who has just been so thorough, has just been so disciplined on their anti-ecos.
This anti-eco is going to be pretty good for them as Polly gets a first kill. Tries to get the second one, but Mochi X is gonna hide in Cubby. Legit Queen is gonna get some damage done. Anko tries to fight Envious, but Envious gets a headshot. This is gonna start to look scary for them as Envious is gonna pick up that rifle. Polly is getting really low as well, gets pulled by the gravity. Well, Mochi X with a headshot of her own. What is going on here?
And look at where Envious has snuck up onto. She's already pushing from the flank. She gets a triple kill, and that's gonna be basically. Should be the round, as Muffin's the only one standing with an operator here. They're gonna have to play for retakes. And with that ulti, Muffin just might go ahead and save. She might go for a couple kills. We'll tap away that camera, but it's going to be a clutch and a half if she's going to dig this one out of the trenches. I really, really doubt the odds in this one, especially with the operator. But if there's anyone who can step up, it has to be Muffin. She realizes, though, nope, yeah, you know what? Operator too valuable. Just when I was hyping it up, she falls back.
I think she just wanted to find a first kill. I think if she went for that, if she got a first one, she probably would have gone for the clutch. But she just couldn't find anyone on site, and that was Renatus White playing well. They knew where she was. They just hid themselves. They had to make sure that she peaks fully before she gets any kill. And because of that, she's not able to find any at all. And look, that's another hallmark sign of a great team. That's going to be Yahoo Thrifty for Renatus White. But again, that's another hallmark sign of a great team, right? Being able to bring those sheriffs, get those headshots, win a thrifty round, even when the odds are stacked against you. And Renatus White are showing just that.
I agree, 100% Key, because just when I said in the previous round that Renatus White have struggled to convert eco rounds and that Mad Army kept them clean, the inspired play on that anti-eco strat, rather, for Renatus was just so nicely done. They had a lurker towards mid, Envious gets a pick, comes from the flank, meanwhile Keferdite and the rest of the crew buying time towards that scene. They get a couple of picks, they make it very, very difficult to hold, and that's going to be a thorn in the side of Mad Army now as they once again look to find footing here as they were left rocked. But not rocked enough that Anko can't hit that shot, still does take Keferdite down. Very great angle for her there. It comes to a 4v5.
Actually, they were looking for Envious there, who actually got spotted by the recon bolt on A long. And then she just jumps out, and it was actually Keferdite who took a bullet to the head instead. There's going to be the execute onto Garage. You're not going to find anyone, though.
Well, they're going to have that showstopper right behind them, and underneath, Kohibi, Paulie gets absolutely shredded right there. Hunter's Fury to stop them, but it won't really dissuade anybody just yet. And it's looking like the defense here suddenly caught off guard on the back foot angle right beyond the smoke, but they're watching it like a hawk. The moment she peeks out, she might just be done for. Legit Queen looking to hold this angle here. Flash does come out. They break it easily. Legit Queen deals with the ankle, and that's a lot of the retake prowess whittled away, attenuated, and watered down, and now it's all up to no one but Baby TZ. 1v3, gets another headshot, but the Paint Shell will force her back for a second. 36 HP, she has to come up huge. There's two players watching this angle. One up, one close, and it's going to be Kohibi to get a triple kill. And that's what we've been waiting for. Kohibi in the server, getting the entries, getting the frags, and making those plays happen for Renatus White.
It's starting to look pretty good for them, but it still looks a bit dicey. This kill, look at this. It was so fast. She sees Polly right below her for a split second, shoots the showstopper on that. And their post-spawn here was just impeccable. Except for Baby TZ, of course, says that, okay, I'm going to bring a power drill into this. Takes 2 down, but again, Kohibi making sure that they win that round with those paint shells and with the final shot onto Baby TZ.
This is what we've been waiting for, man. Kohibi back in the server, doing what she's supposed to, playing her position. And that's exactly what's getting them these rounds here. Even just that boombot, enough to force away Muffin from that peak, enough to force her back onto the site. But on the other side of it, on the defense, there's 3 players committed to this defense. They know that Renatus like A, but Envious doesn't care. Dashes on through, but what is that shot from Muffin? Somehow managing to land it, doesn't matter. The trade is immediate as it gets. As now we've brought down to a 2v4. Plant goes down.
Plant does go down, and this is going to be a difficult retake. They had the numbers advantage before when they tried to retake this, but now it's going to be a 2v4. And it's so hard to retake A, especially when you don't really have the duelist to go in. You don't have a flash to go in. You only have a Killjoy and an Astra right now for the side of Mad Army. And they're going to have to hit some 6 shots to actually get into the site. Baby TZ has already been spotted. Let's see if they can actually spot Polly as well. Trying to get into the site right now. They're trying to get some damage done, but Renatus White are holding strong. They're not peeking, they're holding, but oh, Kohibi gets a little bit too curious, swings out and gets taken down. And now it's down to a 3v2 right now. Polly cannot find any kill at all. Gets taken down by K4Didi with a fadeaway, just a drive-by right there. And Renatus White are going to take this round. Oh, all 3 of them are dead. Not like this.
A little bit of a miscalculation on their parts there. That never should have happened. We have still so many rounds. They should have backed away, but erring to the side of caution a little bit too much over the edge there. I don't know. I think they should have gotten out much sooner.
Yeah, there was no time at all for the defuse anyway, and they just stayed a little bit too long. And I think that's the nerves, right? You actually see that's the nerves coming in. Like when you start just not counting the time correctly, just when maybe things start to feel a little bit slower or a little bit too fast, that's the nerves talking. That's the nerves that we're seeing. And 3 of them dying there should never have happened. Maybe 1 at most.
Yeah, 1 at most. I thought K4Didi going down was,
exactly.
You know, she should be the one to like, okay, I'm gonna die because I have, you know, the utility and the shock darts and whatever. Everybody else should be able to get away. But what a paint shell! Disgusting placement. It gets angled down to 47. And Kohibi yet again with the entries. How many entries will she find? And it's looking like it's going to be a second here. Envious is the one who does it, though. And the A site yet again showing so much vulnerability here, like the soft side of a turtle. And Kohibi, oh my god, how has she found it yet again? Through the smoke, gets Ginny. It's now going to be another easy cleanup round. Flawless. Secret Lab flawless there for you guys. Renatus White, they have found the 6-4.
It's not just Kohibi getting the frags, right? Like, look, Envious is actually on the top of the scoreboard. And Kohibi just doesn't bring the frags in, but also brings a lot of space for Envious to do these things. Look at Envious. She always pushes out in front. When Kohibi is on the site, is on the server, she trusts Kohibi to hold that. And Kohibi with a 6th sense to hold the smoke as well. Once she sees that shock dart come out, she sprays through the smoke. We've seen her shoot through smoke so many times. But it's not because she can see through the smoke or anything. There's no recon bolt or anything that shows any information there, but she just waits patiently. She knows that someone will eventually shoot or use utility from out of it, and she's just ready to punish that.
Yeah, absolutely on point there, Key. I 100% agree with you. It's like the dynamic duo of Envious and Kohibi. They open up sites so well. It's just so hard to counteract that play. But here we go. We've seen this play yesterday. See if they can find success on it now as they have that tiny little corner to plant the spike on. They will be going down on it, and I don't think they can deny. Doesn't look like that. Mochi X does get a kill onto Polly. That's massive right now, and everybody just falls back, falls away. But towards mid, there's a duel coming out. Legit Queen on the flank, on the lurk, actually finds Muffin swinging out. Anko takes a lot of damage, but gets the kill anyway. But they have to make things happen soon, because they don't really have a lot to go off of, especially now. It's going to be that lockdown. Going to be helping them a tiny bit here on this retake. It's going to force them off the side, but will it matter? Ginny is able to get Gohaibi down. Now Anko is there to shortly follow. And Ginny with 2, Keferdite left alone here, has the recon to give some information and has the spike planted for her, but she can't get the peek. Just can't do it. Too far away from Garage. Spike plant just too far. And Anko with a triple kill to save this half and get them that 6-5.
Yeah, that was a great post-plan play by Mad Army, really committing that lockdown in an angle where they can't stop it, and Anko getting the kill here onto Legit Queen was really important there. I think Muffin actually had to operate her. I remember hearing an op shot. She actually got taken down by Legit Queen at mid. But look at Keferdite here, not able to find the diffuser because she had to peek wide and Anko was there. Well, she was ready to punish the swing.
Yeah, Swift punish is exactly what they brought there, and this is what I like about the defense of Mad Army. They have such good sense of urgency on these retakes. They don't let the time take away too long. And they can even bring the thunder when they want to go for those pushes. Now Gohaibi with a showstopper knows players could be close. Will go for that long range, but it's going to be Keferdite and Mochex to clean up house. Now Ginny spotted around this corner. They're going to be trying to flush her out. But Keferdite as bait. Wait a minute, what the hell? They didn't know she was there, and Ginny gets 3 kills out of nowhere. Work in the corner and single-handedly decimates Renatus White.
I thought they saw her there. What was going on? They didn't check the corner, and Keferdite brought out an owl drone. Is that...
It went over the box, it did.
Yeah, they ping Keferdite. They know that someone's there, and... Oh my god, Ginny keeps getting these multi-kills to transfer into the headshots. That was a triple on her own and immediately evens things out. And when you're Renatus White, this is your map pick. You're expecting to go into the second half with an advantage, and Ginny just shuts that down.
Well, Ginny, my god, what a player. What a rock that you can depend on. And if you can smell what she's cooking, it's something spicy. 6-6 now. They've brought us into halftime with an even scoreline. This game is definitely delivering. Now, aggressive play from Renatus White towards A main. She wants to bring it back. She wants to dish out a little bit of the medicine that they have been on the receiving end of. And so instead, Mad Army gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, this Envious actually got killed off A-Long in the last round as well. She really just loves going A-Long, and she got punished for that. Mad Army, you can tell that they know that she's going to go there. And they know how to punish her, and it's really not working out for Renatus White because the Envious actually peaks alone in A-Long. Alright, there's the stun coming out. Stuns Muffin. Great team play here by Renatus White. Really discouraging that B push. They're already ready for the retake. They hear the plan come down. Oh, there's a recon bolt going to give them some information. Mochi X with a headshot. Those right clicks proving to be deadly. But Mad Army are responding with kills of their own. Baby TZ with a nano swarm as well. It gets destroyed with Mochi X. Ginny is going to finish off Envious though. It's all down to Mochi X, who gets taken down by Anko. And it's going to be a pretty clean round for Mad Army.
Now fairly straightforward, and Mad Army yet again showing that they can roll with the punches. They were forced out of that A site, knew that there was a lot of presence towards A the moment they got a sense of it. They moved on over to that B site and found a lot of vulnerability. And that's where they struck. That's where they capitalized. And with shots like that from Pauly, just the right clicks, absolutely disgusting. Through the wall, by the way, I think.
Yeah, and the right click through the wall was pretty... something. It's something, for sure.
Very nasty.
Yeah, and Renatus White, they're banking on an A push. It's actually a 5-stack on A. They're not going to find anyone here, but it's actually Mad Army that's waiting for them. Let's see if the trap can be sprung. Mochi X gets a little bit of damage. They do see someone there, and Mochi X is going to fall to Muffin. See if the rest of Renatus White are going to push her. They're going to get discouraged by the owl drone. They get some information. They probably saw at least 3 members there. There's a shock dart. Going to do a little bit of damage. Legit Queen gets taken down to 66. And it looks like to be a stalemate here while the rest of Mad Army actually go on to C.
Yeah, I think they need to already get out and move. I mean, they know, all right? I mean, Mad Army knows that everybody's here towards A. They realize there's a lot of presence. They're going to take a gamble, especially at this level of competition. Teams are going to be aware that it's going to be a stack here towards A, and so they're going to be heading over to C. Should be the easiest plant of their life. Nobody at all to receive them. And at this point, Renatus White just going to look to get a couple of exit frags here. Maybe make things a little more expensive.
Okay, Aphrodite got spotted there. Jenny just throws a shock dart and hits for 9 damage. A little bit of chip damage there. But if you're Renatus White, you want to die to the spike here. You can't save this round because you have nothing to save really, and you lose 1,000 creds if you don't actually die here. So they should start running towards C. And Anko gets one down. The rest of them are just running towards that side. Probably gonna try to go for a killer. Okay, there we go. They die. And it's gonna be an easy win for Mad Army. It doesn't show flawless, but it's actually a flawless round for them.
I think we need to see a timeout from Renatus White. The nerves are clearly getting the best of them, and they're not looking clean. This isn't the same Renatus White that went against Galaxy Racer. It feels like vestiges of what we saw yesterday. Not exactly, it's not so far removed that it's a completely different team, but they're clearly not operating at 100% right now. So they're probably, okay, thank goodness. They go for the timeout, because yeah, they do look a little bit rattled here, Key.
Yeah, they need to snap out of it. They need to figure out how to actually hold these sites. And right now, they haven't figured out what Mad Army is doing. I mean, it is just the 3rd round coming in, but they need to be ready. They need to make this buy round count. And I think that this timeout is actually very timely, because if you wait too long, it might just be too big of a deficit to come back to. And Renatus White right now, this is their buy round. This is going to be against the bonus round of Mad Army. This is the perfect time to call this timeout, to really plan things out, to really make sure that from here on, you're going to start to tighten your defenses, really make sure that you read where Mad Army is going.
Well, let's see if they can read them like a book, in the words of a few other pro players. As we go into the 6-8 half, Mad Army are in the driving seat. Clearly, just the momentum on their side, just a lot of impetus behind their pushes, and everything that they're doing it right. Renatus White, they're letting things slip already, round by round. It feels like it's degenerative here. The strategy, everything that they're bringing to the table, it doesn't feel as concise. It doesn't feel like as clear-cut as it did, a few rounds ago or even a day ago. Hoping that they can pick it up right now and look a little bit more like the team that we saw yesterday.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Like, it's just a step too slow, maybe even just a half step too slow, but even just a half step is enough for Mad Army to capitalize, and Mad Army have been doing exactly that. Every single misstep, every single corner that you don't clear, every single member that just dies off Renatus White is Mad Army capitalizing, like Ginny with a triple kill in that last round of the first half. Those are the things Mad Army are capitalizing on, and Renatus White, that's where you see that they're starting to slip. Three of them dying to the spike, those are the little things, right? But they add up, and you can see that Renatus White are shaken. They're feeling the pressure right now, and Mad Army are feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, they are. They are very much in the driving seat. Their forward momentum just getting them so much here. Quick hit towards that A site, and Mad Army, they've already taken it. No one to contest it. Nobody falling into the traps. Nobody even getting
30 seconds left.
picked off here. They do get a tag onto one. The camera now has been taken down, and that's some information given. They will tag up to one. Paulie will get envious, and Paulie will find two onto legit Queen here. Kohibi looking to swing. And she actually gets Paulie down, so that's a 2-for-1 exchange. Still, 4 more players left standing on the Mad Army side, and they are holding all the way away. BBTZ just making sure nobody's coming from the flank here, but they're funneling their way in, and it's the crossfire now that we were talking about earlier. You cannot break through this willy-nilly. Mad Army happy to punish what Renatus couldn't do earlier on.
It's the exact same crossfire, but it's not the exact same execution. In fact, Renatus were the ones executed there, and that was their buy round. That was a bonus round for Mad Army, and 3 of them get free upgrades to rifles.
It's looking really bleak for Renatus White. What seemed to be a team, that has just been growing exponentially. They're looking like they're stalling out. They're 3 rounds away, so it's not entirely all lost. There's still a chance to come back, but they need to take this eco round. They need to bite the bullet, literally and figuratively, and just get their game back in. Figure it out and, try to work things piece by piece, because right now they're getting clawed at and they're torn apart. by the side of Mad Army, who just knows how to respond perfectly to everything that Renatus White is throwing their way. Okay, that's a good pain kill from Gohaibi. But long range with a frenzy, she's not going to get the action that she needs.
Yeah, 1 HP on Ginny. Those pain kills were almost lethal. And Ginny is going to clean things up. Legit Queen gets taken down with 1 HP on Ginny. Those pain kills were good, but Renatus White really have to start finding the answers now because they can't solve this problem, and that is Mad Army's attack. And they're just out of solutions.
Looking more and more like the puzzle is an enigma, and they certainly do have a cipher, but not the one that they want. Just not literally. They can't figure it out. It's 10-6, 4 rounds away is what separates them, and it's going to be very much an uphill battle if they want to come back into this. They do have the guns now. They do have the operator and the Envious. And Envious has been phenomenal in the previous games here. But she's going to have to recreate those shots. She's going to have to recreate that performance. I'd like to see a little bit more here. She's holding aggressively here towards A Shore, but everybody else getting a little bit of presence here towards Garage and towards Silong.
Yeah, it's going to be the other side of the map that they're actually playing on, but there's 4 defenders that are on that side. They're trying to go for a little bit of garage control right now. And Muffin is going to chase that Owl Drone in. Tries to find Kefrodite, but the Cosmic Divide stops the bullets from coming in. Anko is going to finish her off, though. The Mad Army off to a good start already. They're trying to look for a Legit Queen who takes damage through the smoke right now. She gets 1 down, but Baby TZ is there for the trade. And Mad Army is going to be able to get into the side after they finish Mochi X. 7 HP on Muffin right now. Gohaibi is right behind that Cosmic Divide. Takes 1 down, doesn't get a second though. Baby TZ finds her, and it's going to be another round win for Mad Army. And Renatus White, that was another buy round for them. They just get completely decimated.
Things are looking very dire, and with 5 rounds to separate these teams, Renatus White, they have just let things slip further and further away. Is it out of reach, though, is the question. It's looking like a resounding yes thus far. And especially on another reset like that, that was their buy round. And now they're going to be forced into another eco. They're going to be giving away match point. We'll be fighting for overtime instead. And that's definitely not a place that you want to be. They'll be 6 rounds down after the completion of this round, but shots like that from Envious, a little bit of hope right now for the side of Renatus.
Yeah, the blade going into Ginny's head, that's exactly what you need. But Mad Army, you can't count them out yet because they've been hitting 6 shots. It's not even just Ginny, but everyone on Mad Army is getting those shots in. And they're not afraid. They're going in A again. They thought they were discouraged? No. They're going to this A long. They're going to find Envious where she knows this is Envious's home. A side is where Envious can be found, but Gohaibi is there to back her up. Gohaibi even has a Spectre and some light armor as well.
A little bit of a patient play here as Muffin to get a little bit of information. They do spot out 1. Kefrodite, they know. But because of the fact that Legit Queen crept up all the way there towards spawn and is now tucking herself away, and the shot again from Envious. Gohaibi with a quick refrag just around the bend. It's brought us to a 4v2 rifles available for collection right now. They're going to be already working on a quick push. Look at this. Mochi X has gotten the Vandal. They must know that they're towards A, but they're walking straight into Mochi X's crosshair, and Mochi X does the trick, buying it again, a lifeline, evading match point for Renatus White.
Yeah, that's going to be Yahoo Thrifty off the back of the Blade Storm from Envious. They're really showing up there, and Gohaibi being there for the refrag just secured them the round. And Mad Army, you can't count them out yet, though. Their economy is so good, they can probably buy every single round from here. And Envious, yeah, there's Gohaibi with the refrag there, taking that Killjoy out. And they get some guns as well, so that's pretty good for Renatus White. They even are able to afford an operator for Envious, who goes onto A long again. But Mad Army know what's up. They know what's been working for them. It's the C side, and that's where they're going. Muffin with the Blade Storm right now. Let's see what they can do.
Already just committing hard onto it, not stopping. Recon Dart spots out 1, sorry, the Owl Drone rather. Mochi X, timing is awkward, but Kefrodite's there to bail her out. Now they actually dispatch of the Recon, but Paulie gets Kefrodite. Mochi still alive, still kicking, looking for it as the showstopper doesn't connect, but still, it's going to be the attackers. Killjoy lockdown, force them to the back side, but it does not matter. They hit all the shots that they need, and suddenly Renatus White, they know where Ginny is. She's just gonna get a little consolation in the form of that orb, and she's gonna go down shortly thereafter. I mean, it's a world of hurt awaiting her, but what a great response from Renatus White.
Yeah, I'm not sure where this Renatus White was, but they actually found them already. And Kohabi is going to almost find that last kill. Tags Jinny through the wall there. Not much she can do right now, but try to make it as expensive as she can. So she's going to try to look for a kill. See if she can get a headshot. 7 HP right now. Those walls are not protecting her. And just one little tag. She's going to take her out. Recon Bolt was destroyed. She evades the bolt from the camera as well. She's just playing her right now.
Oh, they want her. They want blood. And they find her. Snuff her out. Another kill there for Kohabi, who does bring it closer. And Renatus White, just when you think they're hot, they're in hot water. They managed to find a way to claw themselves out, tooth and nail. They're hanging on. My God, Renatus White, just when you think they're out of it, man. Down for the count, but they're not.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty much done, but they seem to have found out something. They seem to have, like, at least gotten back to their senses. It wasn't right after a timeout, but eventually now it seems like they have a feel for the game yet again. They have a feel for Mad Army's push, and it looks like they're going to run into NBS's operator if they decide to try to push this A long. And instead, they try to go mid and...
Enemy tag. Not sure if you cut out their key, but I think it's going to be another key.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. Welcome back. Lost you there for a second, but now you're back. Here towards mid they go. Anko looking to be the one to open things up. We'll pull the there, and it's going to be a straight up execute here. Awaiting on the other side is Kefrodite. Can she hold the line? Can she hold the fort? Looking like it's going to be a yes here. Gets one on one side. Will deny the push a little bit longer as she gets a double. Gets the timing on the third. No, it's Mochi X who does it. And they have now found 3 massive kills to spike down in the middle of nowhere. Jinny, Baby TZ all alone. This should be the round here. Another great hold from Renatus White.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's because it's Halloween, but it looks like the two teams have changed with each other. Renatus White are the ones that have figured everything out, and Mad Army are the ones that look lost. And this is very uncharacteristic because it seemed like they had control over the game, and then all of a sudden Renatus White are like, hey, we finally remembered we were actually supposed to be good at this map.
Yeah, we're still Renatus White. We're still gonna hit our shots. Ooh, that dry peak. Just asserting her dominance. Kohabi, man, when she starts feeling it, she really does. And this is what we're waiting for. Once Kohabi starts hitting those shots like that, my God, it is a sight to see. And Kohabi will find another one. A little bit of a ego boost there to sort it out. And 2 rounds away, Renatus find themselves the comeback happening. They were 5 rounds down, maybe even more. Somehow they found it. They found themselves 2 rounds closer to tying.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they're finding all these kills. They just found their mojo pretty much. Getting those double kills. And Kohabi here with that headshot, just ego peeking that mid. And even in the last kill, she just swings out and takes Jinny out. And she's really feeling herself here. You can see her crosshair placement is really perfect. I think we were talking about this in the caster chat. And basically, I think Kohabi's crosshair placement and just tracking is just so good.
Like, she's so fundamentally solid, man. Like, all across the board. It's a treat to watch. Can stack up with the best of them. Envious, they know that she loves this angle. We'll take down that Aldron. She misses the shot on the Aldron.
Yeah,
we'll miss the shot again. We'll fall back. We'll be tagged up. They know that she's a re-peaker, so they will challenge this. But they have secured A long at the very least here. The rest of the site still up for grabs.
Yeah, not looking good, though. I mean, I thought Envious would have at least landed a shot on the Aldron. Instead, she gets pushed back. They now know that she's in short. Baby TZ is going to swing wide. Tries to throw in a Nano Swarm. Not going to peek yet, though. Let's see if she wants to challenge his operator. Shakes away in time, and Envious not hitting those shots.
Those are absolutely crucial shots, but at the very least, it's bought time. It's bought time for a legit queen to sneak her way up. Look how far. That's the call already. 1. Can she find a second one? Not gonna be. It's Jinny who does find it, but that's a lot of information given that they are rotating towards that seaside. The smoke comes down to slow them down, to slow the push here. They've destroyed the recon bolt. Now they know there's one back side, but they still have to deal with this lurker. Anko's trying to work here towards Garage. And she's gonna hope to get lucky with the timing. They've left one person onto A, but they're gonna let them plant. It's gonna be a 4v4 retake.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Cosmic Divide being used as well. They want to divide that site to ensure that the spike plan is gonna be difficult. So this post one is actually going to be more difficult, but Jinny and Polly are going to take a kill of their own, and Polly's going to get them, and it's all down to Kefrodite. We've seen her in 1v3 clutches. Let's see if she can do this again. There's a Cosmic Divide that's in her way right now. There's a turret as well. Looks in the wrong direction right now. Oh, actually sees through as the curtain gets pulled up, and she just gets taken out by Baby Teasy.
No, just not today for Keferdite. Just wrong place, wrong time. A little bit of a misread right there from Renatus White. Good positioning for legit Queen, but honestly, I really think the rotation should have come in a little bit earlier here for Renatus White. They hesitated a little bit too much. There were so many footsteps heard by legit Queen, but there were still 3 players onto that A side for Renatus White. The call for support should have came in sooner. I would have liked to see maybe a gravity well that would have helped out legit Queen get a couple of more kills there, but just didn't happen. And it's going to be 9-12 match point already. Fortunately, still some economy left. Some money in the bank here for Renatus White.
Yeah, they still have the operator on Envious, but they know that, you know, Envious has played the operator on A-Long for, I think, every single round. She hasn't really went to a different side. I mean, we talk about her loving A-Long, but it seems she loves it a bit too much. And this operator, typically when you have that dynamic operator, sometimes in C, sometimes in B, sometimes peeking out from Garage, we've seen that from Muffin. But Envious is just not doing that. She's holding the exact same angle every single time.
Yeah, and it's a, you know, Renatus White, man. They're very insistent on it. Mad Army, they know how to deal with it. They're forcing her back again and again now. And it's not really getting the value that they want from it. They will be tagged up. I mean, they will be spotting one, forcing a shot out, but it doesn't matter. They're going to rotate elsewhere. They're going to hope to get lucky here towards C. It's a strange push. The spike goes towards B, but now it's going to go towards Z here. Muffin. Ooh, the dash coming in through. They will break it as soon as it does come out, and they will be giving up the site here for a retake. Not sure if I favor this. I don't like the idea for going on a retake, especially when you have an operator. They needed to get at least 1 pick. It's going to be tough here as Baby TZ does not get the timing on the Keferdite.
Yeah, that's actually the pick that they needed, although it was not on the C side. But the spike is down, and they're just waiting for the Cosmic Divide to go down. Anko is going to even things out, but it gets traded by legit Queen. Kohaibi gets a kill of her own as well, and Renatus White are playing a 4v2.
Yeah, they will have a little bit of time here. But Volley, not with Volley hitting shots like that. Hunter's Fury comes in, and they need to decide. They need to do something. They don't really have anything to obscure vision here for C Long anymore. And with Pauly hitting shots like that, it's Pauly! All day, every day, it's Pauly with a triple kill once more! Can she find the finishing blow? And it's gonna be Jenny to take out Mad Army. To take out Renatus White, rather, and bring Mad Army. They're going to the grand finals and going ahead and facing off none other than Alter Ego Celeste. My God, what a game for Mad Army.
I can't believe that 2v4 defense. Pauly just stood strong and just took all of them out, and now Mad Army have secured their rematch against Alter Ego Celeste. They played against each other yesterday in the upper bracket finals, and now they're going to meet again in the grand finals. And Mad Army are securing their #2 position in FSL Elite.
Yeah, they are the new #2 now at the very end of the year. And it's very much what a time to do it here. They formed recently. Now their Cinderella story, it does continue on. They took the best players that they could find from all across the country, and they have now found their way into the grand finals. But we'll be seeing the grand finals shortly thereafter. I will have to take a little bit of a break. I'm signing off for the rest of the evening. We'll leave you in the very capable hands of the panel and the rest of the casters. So for the very last time here on FSL this year, it's Illustrado signing off. Thank you for having me in this entire show. It's been an honor and a pleasure. But now it's time to go for a break. We'll see you for the grand finals in just a second, so don't you dare touch that browser.